Hi guys, so welcome back, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I decided that I was going to do Draw My Life. I know I've done it on my last channel, but of course, this is a new channel. So, this is baby me. Not really, but that's just the best way I can draw it. So my birthday was June 8th, well, it is June 8th, 1998. By the way, I just turned 21. So, whoop whoop. So of course, I have my mom there, I have my dad, and by the way, during the whole time, I'm doing sick people mostly, unless if I'm drawing babies. And that's how I draw my babies. And for some reason, I made my dad shorter than it should have been. So, of course, during this whole time, I would probably say I am a terrible drawer. The fact is, it is true. I can't draw worth anything. This is why I do abstract art. And I think I actually wrote it down once when I was filming. Anyway, so I've never lived in a house, like an actual house. I've lived in a trailer, but people say it don't matter. But of course, I live with my parents, which is, clearly my mom and dad. There we go. Now he's taller. And he has a lot more hair on this than I should have drawn. And of course, I have my brother Jacob. He is the oldest of us two. And then there's me. Oh, I guess I should give him some stuff here. Alrighty, there we go. So yeah, there's the four of us in a household. That is also not including dogs and all the other animals we've had. We had dogs, we had cats, we had snakes, I've had fish, I think Jacob had some weird animals, lizards, we had a bunch, but most of our animals was cats and dogs, which we only had two dogs, so we only had two cats, so our dogs was the most priority. And like I said, I cannot draw. There was my version of a snake. And during the video, I noticed that since my camera does not want to stand on its own, I have to hold it, and it's really hard to erase things and draw things when I have to hold it. So I'm definitely ready to get an actual tripod instead of me holding this like round thing. I forgot what it's called, to be honest. But yeah, so I can tell you that, yeah. So anyways, second grade. Yeah, GRAD page, come on. Oh wait, that's why I stopped. Let's start with first grade. So you guys ever wonder why people get glasses? Well, I'll tell you why my story is. So, first grade, I was sitting in the back, because they did alphabetical order, and of course my name really has, towards the end. Well, at the time, I couldn't see the board. My teacher put me up front, and I still couldn't. So I went to the eye doctor, and well, they decided to give me glasses. Honestly, I was really confused, because I was like, why do I have to have glasses? I don't like glasses. Anyways, but now I wear them, and I've worn them since the first grade. So, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, after a while it did good. It did help me with a lot of my other stuff. And when I was when I was tested to go into kindergarten, first grade, and stuff like that, they noticed I needed some extra help, which is considered an IEP. But I was doing really freaking good at that time. I was really, really happy with first grade, even though my teacher was kind of a little mean, which really was terrible. Anyway, so about the time 7th, 8th, I think a little bit later and a little bit earlier, when girls get their period and all that goody crappy stuff that women have to deal with. Well, I noticed that I was having some major weight gain, and I noticed this since I was a child. So I was like, okay, well, I need to start noticing. I was kind of upset because I started getting a lot more bullied about it. Not just the way I acted, because I was kind of that weird kid in school. I mean, technically I'm still weird, but I accept it. And all the doctors didn't, they thought it was because I was just being too lazy, but I was outside playing and all that stuff. And my OBGYN just said I need to put more time into it until I decided to research. Ellie and Jared, thank you so much, especially Ellie. She was diagnosed with PCOS, and I'll get more involved, but I had to drive, well, my parents had to drive me from where we live, which is Quincy, to Springfield, Illinois. And so that doctor was really nice. I did like her. I don't remember her exact name, but I was like, listen, there's a lot of problems here, and I would really hope you can help me. And she did a bunch of blood work, and of course that is when we decided to diagnose me with PCOS. I mean, with all the facts that I gave her, with all of this crap that I gave, we were working on a diet, we were working on medication at that point, but I was still gaining weight. I still do to this very day. Like, I am trying to figure out what else to do. Other issues is with depression, anxiety, all that stuff, and of course irregular periods, which is fun. That's how I noticed the very first symptoms. But the thing that really noticed me first is when I researched, they said that it's most likely you will not conceive. Now there's a little bit of controversial conversations about this, is that you can, it just takes a lot longer, which, I mean, I've met some people who have PCOS, and I don't know, but I was still scared, or I am still scared. It's not what I wanted. If I could have kids, oh my gosh, I would do everything in a heartbeat. But, so, yeah, I couldn't have that baby on my own. And I mean, I'm lucky because right now I'm doing pretty good at where I'm at this point. But in the next few years, I want to get out of this house. I want to have a family. But the problem is that it's not what I expected. So around that time, I was working at Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee, I've worked, but I noticed that I was still sick a lot, and it didn't really make me happy. So 2 or 3 years later, I'm pretty sure it was 3 when I calculated, I quit. I worked as a nanny for a little bit, but now I'm actually working with kids in a facility, which is why I'm not listing the name right now, because, well, that is none of your business. Unless if you are really close family members or friends, you don't need to know. So, of course, when you are working with children, there's a lot of good days, and there's a lot of bad days. I love working with children. I really do. I think it makes me really happy. But of course, like I said, always that time where the days are really bad. But there are a lot more good days than bad. I can admit that, and I have to admit, like, I'm not as depressed with this job. And you think that might be crazy, but honestly, yeah. Anyway, something new came up not too long ago. I just got my diploma because, as you all know, I graduated a couple months ago, and clearly I needed to go back because I could not spell diploma. I did not walk though because, well, I just didn't want to, and I wanted the extra money, and I just kind of let it go. But yeah, like I said, my drawings are terrible. You probably all are saying this by now, or you would have said it earlier. But I mean, it's alright. I'm not mad because my drawings are terrible. I'm more, like I said earlier, I'm more of an abstract person. But of course, during this time, I was really upset because, I want to be all these certain things, but I noticed that, I wanted to be successful, determined, and all that stuff. But of course, there's more better days, and I hope that, especially being a mom, that's all I really wanted. But I will be, and that's all that matters. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening. Bye.